Welcome to the Spare Parts Racing Podcast, your podcast for all things motorsports. With your hosts, Sean Chavarella, Stephen Clary, and Taylor Moore.
Hear that music?
Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of Spare Parts Racing. I'm your host, Sean.
I'm Steven.
And I'm Taylor.
Taylor, what do you got there in your hand? That is the absolute worst poured beer I think I've ever seen.
I was going to make a bad joke.
Yeah, there was way too many jokes there about head to make, but that is the absolute worst pour. That is like half
I
head.
just poured it directly in. It is half head.
Like, Jesus Christ, that's awful. Anyway, moving on. How's everyone doing this week?
You know what? I've had better weeks.
I want to hear your story that you want to start this off with.
So today, I got my first speeding ticket.
Congratulations. You know what? No, that is amazing. I am happy that you finally got a speeding ticket at the ripe old age
do
of 28.
either of you have speeding tickets?
No? Okay, does it count if it's like an automatic camera one?
Yes. Why wouldn't it?
Because in theory, you don't know who's technically driving the car. Therefore, it's not really you. Like when you get caught by a speed trap camera where you're like 8 over, does it really count?
Okay, 8 over is also a little
ticket's a ticket.
bit of a bitch ticket.
It was a bitch ticket. I was really annoyed by it.
So, sure. Maybe
Yeah,
you
that's
haven't
fair.
had a ticket.
Taylor, what was your ticket? How bad did you get caught there?
So I got caught on one of those, like the weird part where it turns from one to the other. So like you're going in a 60, then it turns into a 40. So I got caught on one
Are
of
you
those.
saying a school zone?
No, it was
That's what it sounds like.
It was also a construction zone for context.
Oh.
Yeah, so bad.
So double
I was going
dinged.
71 in a 40.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Settle down there.
Did not slow down fast enough, but you know what? Cop was really nice. He reduced my ticket from what would have been a $400 ticket to a $95 ticket because he only wrote that I was going 55 and a 40.
Okay.
So I got very lucky.
That is actually very lucky and hilarious.
Very lucky. Very, very lucky. I was very honest with him. I was like, you know what? I just wasn't watching my speed. I'm sorry. So he was nice. He was like, I'm not here to punish people, just here to slow people down because they complained about it. So, oh well. It is what it is.
Damn, okay. Okay. That's I was gonna say, like, did you try to bribe the cop or did he just feel bad for you? Did you cry?
No, I didn't cry. I was completely fine. However, if it was, I'm on one of my more stable days after hearing my dog's gonna die. So if it was like yesterday or the day before, maybe I would have cried. But today was a good day.
Okay.
So, no tears were shed.
Fair enough. I think Steven's got a tear right now as he's talking about it. I see him wiping his eyes.
Yeah.
I'm so sad.
I didn't get my tickets reduced ever, so
Aw.
that's why.
What ticket did you get?
Wait, tickets?
Well, I've only had one, really.
Ah.
Oh, okay. Oh, one really. Okay. What was the one?
How long ago was it? It's a while ago. It was basically
Where
the same
were you
thing.
living?
I was still living here. Like, I think it was when I first moved out to Whitby. So, like, 3 years ago. Fucking terrifying. But just... Actually, Sean, you will have to know this now. When you're driving in. That little zone by Brock Road. Where it goes from, like, an 80 to a 50.
I am always wary of that area. I drive that every day.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, you drive that now. Yeah, it was there.
Okay, so
Rough.
I have no sympathy
That's
for
where
you,
they
man.
get you.
I have no sympathy for that area.
Yeah.
I always slow down in that area. So
Yeah. Well, again, I think it was like one of the first few weeks I was living out here, and I just blanked on it.
that's fair.
You know what? It happens. It just happens. Like, you don't pay attention for 2 seconds of like how fast you're going, and that's when they get you. But
Only ticket
oh well.
Only ticket I've ever gotten that was actually given to me and not automatically produced to a license plate. Was
Sprinting
for
across train tracks.
yeah, drunk walking on train tracks.
Oh, right.
Whoops.
Oh, that's okay. We're all delinquents.
Besides that, never been pulled over. You know, clean driving record. Ish. So yeah, we're all good here. We're all good law-abiding
all good.
citizens for the most part.
For
Anyway,
the most part.
so we got a bit to talk about this week. We have, well, not really a whole lot, I guess. We got NASCAR and Martinsville to talk about. I think the biggest news story out of that is driving standards? Question mark. So we can have
from Xfinity.
yeah. So we can have a conversation based around that. And yeah, I guess we can talk about a bit about Japanese Grand Prix before that happens this weekend, and whatever else we feel like, because this has been a fun week, but not a whole lot in the news, it seems.
Kind of been a slow week. Bit of a slow week.
So yeah, Martinsville. Everyone, thoughts on that one? Thoughts, Martinsville.
Short tracks are still,
They suck.
with the next gen. Yeah. Like, yeah. That like what do you really have to say about Denny Hamlin led 3/4 of a race?
You can't pass.
Toyotas were strong. Yeah, the Toyotas were strong. The only way you can pass is if you're like Joey Logano and you have 40 lap fresher tires,
Or you punt someone.
or you punt somebody.
So, I think short tracks show the absolute greatest flaw of the next gen package at these type of tracks, which is the lack of power.
Yeah.
They need to jump off the corners.
And that has been something that I think our race winner Denny Hamlin has said of crank up the fucking power on it so that way we can actually do stuff and make it entertaining.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But other than that,
So-
like, it allows you to have errors. Like, when you have more power, obviously you have to be perfect with the car. But then the car, like, you really have to wrestle and, like, get every ounce of speed out of that car. And the best guys will do it. But when you're all racing neutered go-karts, like, when you go go-karting, and you're into, like, shitty rental carts, and there's no power, and everyone just kind of gets into a line because no one can actually do anything.
Yeah.
Isn't that just so annoying?
Mm-hmm.
Because, like,
Very.
you're like, I can go faster, and if I fuck up, I fuck up. But that's on me to fuck up.
Yeah.
But if you just give me more speed, I can do better.
Yeah.
Drivers always want more speed, and they want more power. Give it to them.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing that's worse is if you have the cart that's clearly down on power.
That's true. That's also
But
unfortunate that happens.
yeah, like, I don't know. There's gotta be changes made. It's not enjoyable on TV or I think in person.
No, I don't
Actually, I'm
think so.
curious because I didn't pull this up earlier. What was the good race-o-meter at? Because I think when I was listening, Jeff had said Martinsville with the next gen had not been over 37%, which is
Ouch.
not great.
That's terrible.
I will say Martinsville's best era was under the 4th gen. Like, it was so hard for cars to get around there, and like, not only that though, but you could wreck at Martinsville too, and tear off half your car, and still run around with like a broken ass car because aerodynamics did not really matter back then.
Mm-hmm.
It was all about
What years
power.
are we talking for this?
That was like late 90s, early 2000s. Before 2008,
okay.
really.
Yeah.
Before you had the car tomorrow, which then went to the... Was it the... Then was 6th gen, then it's next gen. There's been a lot of generations in NASCARs.
51% good race.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Again, what was the
Like,
biggest...
again,
What was the biggest news out of the weekend?
Xfinity.
Xfinity.
Okay, so what happened with Xfinity?
Did you
Because,
not
like, obviously the Cup Series race, it was just a race at this point.
It was a snooze fest.
Yeah.
Honestly, you could put a baby in the stands and it would fall asleep to the nice hum of engines going. Not a whole lot was happening.
Okay, so what happened with Xfinity then? Because that seems to be the most.
It was the end.
exciting
The ending was
things.
what the issue was. And it was shoot, what's his name? Steven? Do you know the
Sammy
name?
Smith?
Sammy Smith, right?
Sammy Smith and Taylor Gray.
Yep. They decided to get into each other.
Well,
Oop.
yeah.
Let's go ahead, Steven.
Well, and I was gonna say it's more Sammy Smith got into Taylor Gray because it was off of the last two turns where Sammy Smith just sort of dive bombs in, wrecks Taylor Gray, who was like on pace to win his first ever Xfinity race, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, jeez.
Punch the hell
And
out of
then,
him.
yeah, all hell breaks loose on that. I don't even remember who fucking won because
Austin
half
Hill.
of the Austin Hill ended up winning. Okay,
Yeah. Because
Like-
I just know Hill always wins in these bullshit fucking Martinsville endings. Like, he just finds a way. He came, I think, from like 6th. And just, so, yeah, Sammy Smith punts him, sends him up. He also loses all his speed. Then the two guys behind him try to stuff it into the inside. They come together. And, like,
Yeah.
literally, it's just everyone coming out of the corner just pins it.
yeah.
And everyone just wrecks as they try to get across the line.
The shot down the main straight from just behind the starter stand, where like I'm counting the cars in the picture off to the side here. There's like 9 cars all in the wall, or on
Ugh.
either side, on either wall. It's just
Okay.
chaos at the end.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
not
yeah,
good.
okay. Oof. I'm just watching it now. Oh, rough.
Like, it's just, like, I get it. You want to move a guy, you want to kind of hit guys, yada, yada.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, you're just wrecking guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And no one likes that shit.
Yeah. Well, and Taylor Gray had gotten away. Like, it wasn't like a
Like, your door,
Like a bump and
it's
run
not like
sort
you're
of
door
thing.
banging either. It's like you're literally,
no.
he's like 3 car lengths ahead.
Yeah.
And he's just a sitting duck.
Yep. So, some of the sentiments from the Cup Series guys after the race: Denny Hamlin, absolute garbage. Christopher Bell, infuriating. My blood was boiling. Dale Earnhardt Jr., this track deserves better. Embarrassing, disgraceful, shameful, all adjectives that were used to describe the end of NASCAR's second tier circuit.
Well,
One
yeah.
one star NASCAR driver put it bluntly via text message. This is from Jeff Gluck's story. One star NASCAR driver put it bluntly via text message after the checkered flag. What the fuck was that?
Yeah.
Yikes.
And
Wow.
yeah, that's pretty accurate.
And as a result, Smith was fined $25,000.
And got, what was it, 50
points.
penalty points? Yeah.
Again, big whoop. You win your in system, yada yada.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I want your thoughts. What do you guys think about wrecking guys to win?
Terrible. Don't do it. That's all I have. Really.
We need to figure out fighting and working NHL fighting styles into this so that way guys can just start fighting each other after the race more often, but then you have to be able to break it up at a certain point.
I think
know how
there's
the
just,
linesman-
line.
Yeah. You know how the linesman will stay off to the side for a little bit, and
Yeah.
then it's sort of like, okay, one guy's going down to the ground. Okay, now we'll hop in.
Yeah.
So you bring up a good point there, Stephen, though, but there should be some kind of self-policing.
Yep. Well, so did they spell out what exactly the fine was for?
Being a dumbass.
Yeah. But no, I'm curious because, like, I guess, does this count as like a race manipulation sort of thing that
Ooh,
we had
that's a
from,
good
what was
question.
it? Not Cindric. Who was it? Austin Dillon last year when he was
Oh,
just like wrecking guys to try and win, or he wrecked guys to win the race, and then got disqualified.
Basically, what
Like,
they're saying is what Sammy did was over the line and something that we feel like we had to react to. We would prefer to leave it in the driver's hands, but in this case, it wasn't really a racing move, and we reacted to it as such. So basically, they're saying it was just wrecking a guy.
okay,
I
'cause
I feel like they're kind of putting this in the same idea as last year with what was it, Cindric's win at Richmond. Not Cindric, sorry, Dylan.
Austin Dillon. That
Yeah.
you know what I was just talking about.
No, yeah,
oh,
like,
So-
race manipulation.
but like it's. I think it's more like you just can't do that.
Yeah. So again, like, I think you have to sort of throw it in that category because you you can separate again. This was not one of those. Oh, they were door bumping. Taylor Gray pulled ahead in the corner, and Sammy Smith bumped him on at the wrong time and just spun him by accident. It's not that situation. It was a very clear. I'm gonna just speed into the corner, hit him to slow down, and then hope for the best.
Yes,
So
but again, this is the issue NASCAR has when you have a win in your in system.
Yep.
And you allow
Yep.
drivers to basically beat on each other as much as you want. They will try to take as much as they can, you know? And eventually you have to enforce something that you can't be hitting guys. And maybe if you had a system where it's like, okay, we're good to take home a nice second place finish today and get some good points, people wouldn't do this shit. But if it's, well, if I don't do this, I may not make the playoffs, so I need to send it to get that chance, then you rely on, or you basically create situations where this will happen. Back to what Steven was saying, you know what? Maybe they should just allow guys to fight each other afterwards. Put some self-policing in there where, hey, I didn't like what you fucking did. I'm going to deck you.
Yeah.
But then you can't find that.
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
and that's where you can't really. And I also don't think that's something that NASCAR wants to promote necessarily. Just outright fighting, and then because where do you draw the line for that as well, right?
right.
Like, what if one guy just sort of loses his shit over something small? Like,
Then,
do you let that fight go?
well, no, but then you're kind of.
Or
I
is
think
that
there
where you
is
start finding
But
guys?
there is something of like the media can be like, yo, what the fuck you doing with that, buddy? Like, you're kind of a loose cannon
So-
there. Versus like,
Well, so in
yeah, that guy deserved to be punched in the face for that.
and that's something
Yeah.
that got brought up on Teardown is, do you just start publicly shaming this, sort of like how Jeff did with his article, having multiple quotes from guys who are in the position where these younger guys want to be eventually, and saying this was fucking stupid, what the fuck was that? Like, do you need to just start publicly shaming everybody too? Is that how you police it?
If this doesn't happen on Saturday, would we have seen a different ending on Sunday?
No, I don't think so.
You mean like an ending that was closer?
Like someone potentially tries it or
Ah.
something like that in the cup race where some guys might take a guy out or take some liberties making a pass. I think guys, and partially maybe why the Sunday race was a little more boring, I think there was a lot more respect given in that race as compared to the Xfinity race. And I think
Probably,
the
yeah.
public shaming is a big thing of that.
Yeah. I don't know.
As
Like,
it
I
should
think
be.
at the end of the day, it points to the bigger problem of NASCAR's system, right? Like NASCAR's system inherently creates the tension in the situation where guys want to go for it, right? So, okay, but I do have a question. Is even though he's penalized, right? Like they still have a win in your in system with Xfinity? Like
Pretty sure.
same thing as
I'm pretty sure
the Cup
Xfinity
Series?
is still when you're in.
Okay, so does that get taken away if you get penalized, or just you just get docked points, but you're still in?
I don't think he has one though.
No.
So like he still has
Okay.
to race in on points. Like if he gets a win, he would be in. But Smith doesn't have a win.
Got you. Okay.
So he got dropped down all the way to 13th with the penalty.
Right behind Taylor Gray.
Awkward.
Okay. Okay. I don't know. It's like it's tough. I think at the end of the day, though, it does point to a bigger problem with just the system that NASCAR has put in place, because it does create these situations where guys feel like they do have to go for it, and then sometimes you go for it and it doesn't necessarily cross the line. And I think at this point it did. So you kind of like ride the edge, right? Like you're always on the edge of a knife between what's acceptable and what's not. So I don't know. I think it's hard.
Yeah, I think it is. And I think the best thing to do is, public shame them, penalize them to go over it. Because that's the only way you can get this to stop happening. Like,
Yeah.
ideally, you'd have a system where guys will be happy finishing second and not wrecking guys for wins. But that's not going to happen. That's the system we have in NASCAR now. So, I guess don't do that. But also NASCAR, I guess, good for your response, because that's kind of the best you can do.
Yep.
Like, you can't ask for more, right?
No.
Anyway, moving on from that. What else do you have this week?
I know it's
It is a slow
F1?
week.
Is F1 the only thing we have? Well, NASCAR obviously. NASCAR is
NASCAR's at Darlington. F1's in Japan.
Or for this weekend?
yes. But in news-wise, I don't think anything happened.
Yeah, hold on, news. You got Long Beach in 2 weeks. So yeah,
Right.
F1 Japan, NASCAR Darlington Throwbacks. Honestly, sure, I can talk about that quickly. I'm kind of tired of Darlington Throwback schemes.
Like throwbacks to previous liveries, right?
Yeah. So like for
Right.
for
Okay.
Taylor, or for anyone else that's not familiar with NASCAR, for their Darlington race, they have kind of made it like a throwback race, like how a lot of stick and ball sports have like a throwback night or like a third jersey. It's like a retro jersey. A lot of teams have gone with like a throwback livery. I'm kind of annoyed with them, to be honest, and I'm kind of the one that really pissed me off. Crap, now I gotta find it.
Like, are you talking about the ones that annoyed you of the choices for the race next week? And
No, just in general, because I think the thing that like
Okay.
really bugs me for it, is you don't have the sponsor that was with that livery.
okay, so they have to fit within the sponsors that they currently have.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's not really truly a throwback. Like it's a throwback, but like not truly.
Yes. So I'm trying to see who's
Okay.
doing it. Because which car is it? Oh, is it Alfredo? Yeah, it's Alfredo. Alfredo is rocking the old what is it? Sterling Marling, J. Murray, Coors Light throwback. Or it's
But
like
it's
this-
not Coors Light on the
It's
car.
not Coors Light, and they still have the mountains on it, and it just doesn't work. Like that one really bugs me, and like I'm kind of what was it?
Wait,
I know Larson was
what?
doing I think was it Kyle Busch one Kyle Larson's doing, I think. Like-
Terry Labonte?
Labonte.
Yeah, Labonte. Okay, so I do appreciate Christopher Bell's because, like, isn't he sponsored by DeWalt? I do enjoy the like classic DeWalt logo. That's nice.
Or again, yeah, like the Kyle Larson one. He's going with the Kellogg's throwback. It doesn't fucking work without Kellogg's. You can't have the Tony the Tiger stripes on the car without having Tony the Tiger.
I know. So how do we feel about the Jim Clark one? Josh Berry doing Jim Clark, which is not the same series. Interesting.
That's
the colors look good.
Yeah, but like again, like
But it's also like IndyCar.
it's like old F1. Because I think he may have won Indianapolis with that car.
He did. Yeah. I think 1965.
Okay, so I'm just looking at a whole bunch of them now. So I pulled up Cindrix. Okay, sure.
The Zane Smith one's kind of funny. Yeah, like
Okay, the Denny Hamlin one pisses me off.
it's not really a throwback.
Yeah.
It's just
No.
sports clip.
Yeah,
Like I'm pretty I'm looking at it like this is a throwback.
Yeah, without seeing the picture in the top left of the car livers, I wouldn't have known that was a throwback.
Yeah.
It just looks like a regular NASCAR. Like it just looks like one that would show up on any weekend.
Yeah. Say yeah, the Jim Clark one's kind of fun.
I like Byron's. Like I like the Jeff Gordon one. I think that one's kind of cool.
It is, I guess, but like one, I think I used to have that car, like the Jeff Gordon version of that.
Mm-hmm.
But like, because it's just the 24 car. The 24 car has had like the same fucking livery for like 20 years.
True,
It was
true.
it had the rainbows, and then it was the flames, and it had like this variation of the flames for one time, and then it had whatever like the Exalta was before Byron even got into it. So like, the 24 is the 24. Like that just is a normal 24 car, to be honest.
Alex
Yeah.
Bowman's Jimmy Johnson 2012 throwback. I don't see how that's a throwback. It's like a black car. That's it.
I like Cole Custer's. I think for two reasons, like the Jimmy Spencer throwbacks. I'm pretty sure the Jimmy Spencer Target car, like wasn't that like that was a pretty good one. But again, Haas kind of works. We have the age instead for the Target. Like
Yeah, it translates well.
yeah, you can kind of make that work. Okay, the John Hunter Nemechek doing the Joe Nemechek. Okay, that's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm pretty sure back in the day the Joe Nemechek one was like a Bell South one or something where it had like those things on it. So again, Dollar Tree doesn't really work. I also appreciate, I think of all the throwbacks, Eric Jones. So his
Yes,
is the John Andretti throwback with the Advent Health. Okay, that's kind of fitting, especially because, you know, John Andretti died of cancer. So, okay, that one's fine.
Yeah, you're right. It was the Bell South for the Nemechek car.
Dude, I grew up with these things. I know. No, like, okay, the Cody Ware one. I hate that. I really hate that. Okay, the Bowman 48 Ally. Okay, get that out of here. Make it Lowe's.
It's just a regular car. Like it's just a regular NASCAR. There's no throwback to that. It's just black.
Yeah, and like it's a throwback to like less than 10 years ago. Like at least make throwbacks older.
Yeah. There should be a cutoff as to like what's determined a throwback. Like I would say anything 2008 above or like older, that's a throwback.
Like, okay, the Bass Pro Shop throwback. How is that a throwback? That's just a Bass
That's
Pro
a
Shop.
normal. Yeah, that's just normal.
Like, again, like, it does... And, like, what made these iconic, these liveries, like, for example, like the Parker Retzlaff's one, that used to be the, was the oh, shoot, who was that one? The Kodak one? That one was iconic, again, because of the sponsor as well. You can't just take the livery, throw something else on it. Okay, the Adam Petty throwback. Okay, I guess. That one makes me uncomfortable. That one actually, I do not like that.
You don't like pretty much all of these.
Okay,
Just saying.
is the Adam Petty one not kind of awkward?
Okay, you have to be more specific. Where's Adam Petty?
So it's Daniel Dye is number 10 in the Xfinity for the Xfinity series.
Daniel Dye. Oh, I did see this one. Hold on.
So he's racing the throwback Adam Petty car. Listen, I think that's in bad taste. You don't see anyone rocking the 3 Dale Earnhardt in black.
Mm-hmm.
No one's doing that. But you can do this one. Anyway.
I don't know the context.
Adam Petty died
but
in
I believe
99.
that you're
Or
rightly
no,
mad.
Adam Petty died, I think it was in 2000.
Okay.
Yeah. He was the 4th Petty in the line of the Petties, and he was killed at like 19.
Did he die in this livery?
No. He was going to drive that one, and then I think it was Kyle Petty took it over. I'm pretty sure that's how it was. Yeah, because the one
sad.
when he crashed, it was the I can't remember the car. It was black and red. The one his crash was in, but that was his livery he was going to use for the NASCAR, for like the Cup Series, because he died in a Busch Series crash at Homestead.
Yeah.
So anyway, I don't like it. Oh, was it Homestead?
That's
no, maybe it was
fair.
New Hampshire. It's one of the flatter ovals.
New Hampshire. I'm on Wikipedia now.
Okay.
New Hampshire.
So anyway, long story short, I am tired of throwbacks.
Ryan Ellis's is kind of funny though. The fact he's racing his own livery from when he was a kid.
That I think is actually kind of fun.
That's funny.
You know what I would rather see than throwbacks?
What's that?
Every livery is fan made.
That'd be cool.
You get a bunch of and like kid made. Get kids involved.
Yeah, like run a contest or something of drawings, and they can like get their drawings on the next NASCAR livery or whatever, and that would be actually really cool. And you can support whatever children's charity. It could be a whole thing.
Like how do you run a Nesquik livery car? I'm sorry, I cannot. This
And have it
pisses
be
me
a
off.
wiring
It's really
cable
hard.
company.
Yes.
Yeah.
God damn it. You know what I think also pisses me off the most?
What's that?
For Xfinity, specifically for Sammy Smith, who is driving the 8 car.
Yep.
Well, Dale Earnhardt just got the rights back to use a specific livery and sponsor combo for the one throwback race. Do that. But no. Anyway, I'm angry. It's a week.
Okay.
I feel that.
Thank
I
you.
feel
Let's talk about something else then, so that way you don't have your
Okay.
blood pressure
Let's go.
this high.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so I guess while we're talking liveries, did we see Kyle Larson's Indy 500?
Yes.
Thoughts?
No.
Brought to you by Amazon.
Brought to you by Amazon.
But that's a cool
Amazon
thing too.
car?
No, Amazon's also going to be, I think, doing a double series on them.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So Amazon's on his car for the 500. They're going to be doing, I guess, a docu-series for him. And
That's
honestly,
a nice livery.
yeah, it's matching for both too.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I like the NASCAR one more. I would prefer that one to be his full-time NASCAR one. I actually like that livery a lot for the NASCAR.
Maybe it will be. Like, Hendrick's just been slapping his name on it, right? So,
Just put Amazon across it.
Very nice.
not like they're short on money.
Yeah.
true. But yeah, I think it's a very nice look. I like it better than last year's. I think like it just looks a little cleaner, I feel.
With the more white base.
Yeah, like I feel like last year was very much a McLaren car that Larson was driving. This one is very much a Hendrick car brought to you by McLaren and Amazon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a fan of that. I could see that winning.
Oh, go put your money down on it now then.
I'm out of money. I had to pull it all. It was very expensive. Okay, I had to, wasn't gonna. My bets weren't hitting, so I took it all out.
Yeah.
I was left with $10.
Skill issue?
Actually, that too.
Skill issue?
Yeah, I left $10 that I spent in using also like free bets. Anyway,
There you go.
That's
so,
one way to make the money back.
So, yeah, Kyle Larson's car. What'd you give it out of 10?
7.
Really?
It's not wow. Yeah, I'm not
Really?
like wowed by it. No, like again,
Wow.
I'm trying to go with like who's that? This might be more of a Taylor question. Who's that food reviewer on TikTok? I got it. Let's try it and rate it out of 10. Like when he rates it like a 7 or an 8, this is a solid thing. I'm saving 9s and 10s for out of this world.
Jeez, you know what? I know exactly who you're talking about. I have no idea what his name
It's
is.
Keith something. I know that.
Oh,
Anyways,
like,
that's
it's not
what
Keith
I'm.
from Try Guys? No, it's not. Somebody else. Maybe?
It is Keith Lee. Okay, Keith Lee.
Got you.
But yeah, like that's why I'm like 7, 7.5. Solid. I like it.
That's fair.
Will it be like super memorable in 20 years? Probably not. I could probably guess the colors maybe, because if you say McLaren, Hendrick combo, yeah, orange, blue, white makes sense.
I think for knowing what it is going into it, I would say an 8. Like I think it's very good.
I was actually gonna give it an 8 as well.
Yeah.
It just looks clean.
Very
Like, again,
clean. Yes.
Yeah. Like again, we're not far off, and it's again a good livery. Is it like memorable? Will not forget this anytime. No,
Yeah.
just solid.
Okay.
Like it's not gonna be one of those like iconic ones, but I like it. Like I don't know, my eye is just drawn to it.
What's a better livery? That livery or Red Bull's Zero
White?
livery?
The white Suzuka one.
Yep.
Oh, I really like the Red Bull one.
Is that the hold on, is it the no, which one has cherry blossoms? Is it the V carb?
The no, wasn't it the Haas?
Did they go cherry
Was it
Who's
blossom?
doing
Haas?
the cherry blossoms? I'm pretty sure it's Haas doing the cherry blossoms. Here, one sec.
I was I'm a
pretty
big
sure.
fan of that Red Bull white with just like the red.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That I
did-
like way more than the V-carb white and blue.
Yeah, it's Haas that's doing the cherry blossoms.
Okay, I really liked that livery. I thought it looks beautiful.
Okay, now next one is, or wait, so we're saying the Red Bull white is better, right?
I liked Red Bull white. I do agree the
Yeah.
cherry blossom, like the nice little pink touch. I get it. They're trying to be an Alpine, I guess. It's fine.
Okay, so we'll go the Haas cherry blossom or the steak livery.
Is that an okay? Okay, is the steak
It's
livery
not
a real thing,
it's
or
not-
was that
it's
an
not
April
an actual-
Fool's?
That's an April Fool's.
Okay.
I think. I don't know. They got
I
enough
hope.
traction where they might be like, shit, we kind of have to do this now.
I thought that was an April Fool's. I was very concerned.
Is that what you sent us in the messenger yesterday, Steven?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I don't think I looked at it very intensely because I was like, I don't understand what this is.
Yeah, it was a steak car.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, so here's how you know
Good
it's an
April
April Fool. Here's how you know it's an April Fool's. Has someone checked the expiry date on this steak?
Okay, fair enough.
AKA, look at the date that we put this
Okay,
in.
thank God. So that's not a real thing. I didn't like the look of that too. I thought it was really weird. Ugh.
It did look weird.
I thought it was very good social media play.
That is
that's
fair.
what my
That's
thought
fair.
was.
Good
They and
April
that
Fools.
they did a whole ad for it. They were set up well. I thought it was funny.
I will give
Anywho.
the Red Bull white and red one a 9.5 out of 10.
Really?
There is one thing that makes it not a 10, and the second I say it, you are going to hate it.
Okay, what?
If you look at the photos of it, and there's the photo of the front nose of the Honda Red Bull Racing and the 60th anniversary thing,
Mm-hmm.
they're not centered.
Oh, no. Ooh, I hate that. Hate that.
Yeah. Steven is intensely staring at it.
Yeah.
Oh, it isn't. Oh, I hate it. Oh, I hate it so much.
That's why it's everything is perfect about that livery except that, and wow, you screwed up.
Graphics team fired.
What are you doing?
Anywho,
Yeah, so
yeah, it's gonna be a very nice looking F1 GP this weekend.
it will.
Yes.
I was gonna say, speaking of Red Bull, really fucking mean of them to do so much fucking press stuff this week. Did you see that? Oh, wow. They picked a really bad time to have all these Red Bull events with all four of their drivers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. They were always going to, because
Yeah,
you
it was
know,
planned. It's Japan. It's your big sponsor.
yeah.
Who, however, Yuki is having his
But-
time of his life.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
he
think
is.
I think Lawson wants to go die.
Probably.
But
Yeah. But I will say that, so they had their press conferences. The response from a lot of the drivers basically calling Red Bull out on their bullshit was really nice to see. Like, I can't remember who I had seen. It was I know it was some of the older guys and also some of the younger guys too. Like it was
really?
Yeah, like Behrman was like, "What the fuck, 2 races? I would have been fucked already." Who
again,
else? Max called it out.
no, Max is totally right on what he said though.
He's not happy.
No,
apparently.
Okay, Max's biggest comment on it, and I think it really shows Red Bull's mindset, is Max was saying the focus right now is developing the car.
Yeah.
The car is shit.
Mm-hmm.
Liam Lawson will not help develop that car.
No.
He doesn't have the experience.
Yeah, he's still within his first 20 drives.
Yeah.
Actually, maybe was it his first 15 drives still? He's only done, what, 13 Grand Prix at this point?
I sound like, yeah, maybe. That was 11 to start the year. He's done 2.
So, yeah, 13 starts.
Yep.
So, and a year off.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yuki can develop a car. He has the experience. And they've said the V-Carb is a very easy to drive car. Why not put the guy who has helped develop that car into the Red Bull? But it just shows they don't care about the second driver. They need to develop the car. And Red Bull is finally realizing that Max cannot outdrive the car. He needs help. Honestly, I'm upset it took Red Bull this quick in the season to realize that. I was hoping they'd struggle at least for a while.
Yeah.
Just keep dragging the corpse of Liam Lawson's hopes and dreams behind them. But no, they cut him loose, which is right to do. And I hope he does well at V-Carb, where there is way less pressure.
I think he will do well.
I think
he
so,
will.
too.
I think he will.
So yeah, we're all going to get up and watch this race again, right? Right?
A little bit
What
easier
time is
than
it?
China.
There's
I think it's
no
1.
chance of rain, right?
Good question.
Ugh.
Oh, we'll get a red flag. The good old.
Sunday there is a chance of rain.
Jesus
Are you kidding?
Christ. Every time.
It is 90% at 7 a.m.
Are you kidding?
Oh my God.
1 p.m., which I think is the local start time, it's at 40%. So should be
Okay, I'll
moved
try.
past already. We will see.
So it's going to be a damp track, maybe?
So, hold on. Are we committing to trying to get up for this race?
Me and Sean probably will.
I've already done both the first 2 races. Why can't I do this one?
I'll half commit to being awake. I'll set my alarm.
Coward.
Okay, if I'm in the chat, you know I'm awake.
Fine. But yeah.
I'll try.
Okay, if you say so.
Yeah, they're getting a good, good little shower. Weather Network has it at 100% chance of rain. So,
How do I put money on Sonoda? Actually, no.
what do you
Put
Do
my
it.
money. Go put $10 in Lance Stroll.
Yes. Do it.
been the
Ultimate
points every time,
chaos.
every race so far this year.
Good for him. Honestly, good for him.
He only made it into the points in the first race because of strategy call, and the second one due to penalties. I still stand by that Aston Martin is the second worst team on the grid.
Yeah, they are not having a good start at all. Maybe their luck will change in Suzuka. We'll see.
How about 2026? That's going to be our year. New regulations, new e-car. It'll be our year.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
Spoken like a
just
trooper right then.
yeah, just because you said Newey, I have to bring this up after the Red Bull stuff too. Did you see Helmut Marko trying to throw Adrian Newey under the bus for Sonoda not being promoted and Lawson getting the seat? It's like,
Are you serious?
Really?
my dude, he has not been there since May. His Newey's wife was like, Helmut, shut the fuck up. He's been on leave for the last 6 months. What are you
Love that.
talking about?
Helmet, this guy honestly needs to have duct tape put over his mouth. Stop making comments in the press. Just stop. He is awful.
Yeah, I agreed. Like, honestly, Helmet.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking idiot. Honestly, I think my dog was
I
barking up 'cause
actually
she
hate
hates
this
him.
man. I hate every headline that has Helmut Marko said this.
Yeah. When we really know that Nui is fantastic and he's going to build a great car for Aston Martin. And if you really want to know who was responsible for the issue of Lawson getting promoted over Tsunoda, I think it was whatever woman Horner was texting at the time. I think he sent it to them and just, hey, my wife says this. What do you think? And, went with their opinion instead.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Anyway, on that note, should we wrap up or do we got anything else?
Probably a good sign to wrap up then.
Okay, fantastic. Well, on that note, thank you very much for listening to this week's episode. We'll be back next week to talk all things motorsports. Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you for tuning in to the Spare Parts Racing Podcast. Remember to subscribe so you don't miss an episode, and follow the show on Twitter at Spare Parts Racing. That's Spare Parts RACIN, and on TikTok at Spare Parts Pod. Follow the hosts at Sean Chavarella, at Stephen Clary, and at Tay Moore.